students, welcome to my channel. This video is all about BDS first year recommended books by me. I will suggest you to watch this video till the end for better understanding. Before I recommend you the books, it is important that you know what are the BDS first year subjects. So BDS first year subjects includes anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, and oral biology. Anatomy is a subject that deals with the structures of human body, whereas physiology is a subject that deals with the functions of human body. Biochemistry is a branch of science that is concerned with the chemical, physiochemical processes that occur within a living organism. And whereas lastly we have is oral biology, that is basically a course that deals with the origin, growth, development, structure and functions of oral tissues. Anatomy is a subject that is further divided into 5 subheadings. First we have is gross anatomy, which is the study of anatomy at the visible or macroscopic level. Second we have is general anatomy, which is the study of bodily structures or part of human body that work together to perform a given function. Third we have is embryology, which is the prenatal development and formation of the fetus, and it is related to gametes, fertilization and all. Fourth we have is histology, which is also known as the study at microscopic level, since we are going to study the biological tissues under microscope. And lastly we have is neuroanatomy, which is the study of structure and organization of the nervous system. Now finally starting with the books, for gross anatomy section we have Gray's Anatomy and we have KLM clinically oriented book as our main course books. Many dental colleges will recommend you Gray's Anatomy or KLM for your first year. The only section you guys need to cover as a dental student from both of these books are head and neck, which is supposed to be done in detail, and other sections and other chapters as well, but not in much depth. Gray's Anatomy is also used after post-graduation. It is a postgraduate book as well. So many colleges will suggest you KLM for that reason. But personally, I love Gray's Anatomy and I used this book, which was good enough. There are a few things which were missing in Gray's Anatomy. So as a reference book, I used KLM as well. Gray's Anatomy is easier for understanding and clearing your concepts, whereas KLM is good for memorizing as it contains a really good pictures in it. Moreover, if you want to solve or practice BCQs, you can use Essence or BRS Quick Review. Here you will find multiple BCQs for your practice. As a first year dental student, this book is a must. It's an illustration book which will help you learn all the structures of human body easily, and it's an important book for exam point of view, since in your OSPI station you might get pictures from here, and majority of the time I've seen that pictures come from this book. So I will suggest you to get this book as it's going to help you out a lot. Okay, second we have is general anatomy, and for general anatomy you can use Gray's Anatomy as well as BDC. BDC is a really good book since it contains all the information which is important for exam point of view. So I would suggest you to go for BDC. Then we have embryology section. For embryology section, you need to get this book Langman. It's a really nice book. For dental students, this book is enough since it contains all the information which they need to know. The diagrams and the figures in this book are important since they appear to come in your OSPI stations. Okay, so now for neuroanatomy, the best book you can get is Snell's Clinical Neuroanatomy, since it has all the details which are required for dental students and as well as medical students, and you can easily clear your concepts from this book, and the diagrams in this book are really helpful too. For histology, Wheater's is your main course book, but the thing is you might find it boring since it is really lengthy and it is difficult to memorize each and every content and words within this book. But for exam point of view, this book is important since the diagrams within this book are come to appear in your auspice stations. The second book we have is a short book which you can use as a reference book. It is by Like Hussain. For memorizing this stuff, you can use this book and it is really nice one. So this was all about anatomy subject. Now moving to another subject, which is physiology. For physiology, your main course book is the Guyton and the Hall. You have to get this book in order to clear your concepts, and you have to study this book throughout the academic year. I won't suggest you to get any other short book rather than your main textbook, which is this one, Guyton. I won't say to get mini Guyton since you won't be able to clear your concepts, or even the short books such as Firdaus. You can use those books when your exams are near or you haven't been able to cover up your whole syllabus. So for that you can go for those books, but in order to get a well understanding about the subject, you have to go through this book thoroughly. Alright, starting with biochemistry. For biochemistry, your main course book is Chatterjee, but as a reference book you can use Lippincott. And lastly we have is Instant Biochemistry, which is a quick review, or you can say a short book by Faik Ahmed. Chatterjee is a very lengthy book, so I won't suggest you to go for this one. Instead you can get Lippincott and Instant Biochemistry. These two were my favorites. Since Chatterjee is a very lengthy, and as a dental student you don't need to know much from this book. Instead you can get a PDF for covering up specific topics and chapters. And Lippincott is an amazing book since it contains all the illustrations which are helpful for clearing out your concepts. And in order to memorize the content and the information, you can use quick review, this Instant Biochemistry, and it will also help you solving your BCQs. So lastly we have is oral biology, which is divided into two: oral histology and tooth morphology. Oral histology is the study of structures of oral cavity at microscopic level, whereas tooth morphology is the study of tooth anatomical structures. For oral histology, the book we have is Tenkates, and for tooth morphology, the book we have is Wheeler's. Both the books are amazing and good to go, and they are really helpful and contains all the information you need to know as a BDS first year student. So this was all about BDS first year books. If you liked my video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any queries related to dentistry, you can comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends. Thank you.